concept and KASU is a reality.
Kaduna State University was established under the law promulgated in 2004 to cater for the growing academic needs of the people of the state and Nigeria at large. The mission of the university is to provide an all-round university education of the highest standard for the development of the individual and the state, while inculcating the spirit of love, tolerance, understanding and unity in the state in particular and the country at large. Its main campus is situated along Tafawa Balewa Way, Kaduna, and the annex campus at Kafanchan. The National Universities Commission reported in 2015 that Kaduna State University is ranked the 255th out of the more than 1,000 universities in Africa. The Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor William Barnabas Curix, sheds more light on this achievement.
This particular ranking in Africa was sent to us by the National Universities Commission. So it's a starting point for us, and we think it's good. Every university has a vision and a mission. And what each university tries to do within its academic brief is to pursue this vision and mission. As it is today, we have 7 faculties in the university. 5 are in Kaduna, and then 2 are in Kafanchan. The 2 faculties in Kafanchan are agriculture and environmental sciences, whereas the 5 faculties in Kaduna include arts, science, social and management sciences, pharmacy, and medicine.
The registrar maintains that the university has high concentration of talents, abundant resources to offer a rich learning environment, and to conduct advanced research and favorable governance features.
We have adequate staff strength because we base our recruitment based on the guidelines provided by the National Universities Commission. The staff mix, the number of academic and the non-academic staff are all quite adequate. Academic staff strength, various mix is about 567 number, and then we have non-academic staff providing support services about 348, and the number of junior staff about 421. So altogether, Kaduna State University has a staff strength of slightly over 1,300.
In July 2015, the National Universities Commission conducted an accreditation exercise on 15 courses in the university. The accreditation exercise is conducted by the Commission to establish the viability of academic programs of any new university or the successful continuation of some courses in the old universities.
On the record, the university was revisited. That is, since the university was established about 10 years ago, we had the first accreditation. This is the second accreditation, that's a reaccreditation. We have submitted as many as about 16 programs, and we got 99% approval. In the view that only 3 were advised, they didn't get full, namely chemistry, basic chemistry, basic industrial chemistry, and Bachelor of Arts history. And the issue was just manual. They scored very high marks, but they were advised just to improve in certain areas.
Among the accredited programs was the Faculty of Medicine, which was established in 2007. The emergence of Professor William Curix as the Vice-Chancellor of the university augmented the status of the faculty, with the medical students' hostels being renovated and more academic staff recruited.
This is the first time that medicine as a course was offered and was given full accreditation one time. And this is because of the rich investment by the university in terms of the structure, the facilities, and the personnel that were able to generate through goodwill.
In the case of medicine, there are 2 accrediting bodies. The Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria also has to give us accreditation for the medical students to start their clinical studies. We're in the process of getting ready for them, and I expect in the next 1 month we shall probably go through, and we hope we shall also be successful in that respect.
In pursuance of the accomplishment of one of the objectives of the university, which is to undertake any activity appropriate for a university of the highest standard. Professor William Curix ensured the commencement of the postgraduate studies in the university with Professor Bala Dogo as the dean.
We started in 2014-2015 session, but the idea of the PG school started in 2012. About 46 programs, that is MA, MSc, PGD, all the programs in 3 faculties. And presently we have more than 2,000 students. And the new applicants, we got more than 6,000 applicants.
The university boasts of modern conventional libraries on both campuses. At the Kafanchan campus, a 400-seat library has been constructed with adequate and up-to-date books, journals, publications, etc. Professor Umar Ibrahim, the university librarian, describes how the libraries boost the academic performance of the students of the institution.
The library is divided into 2 sections. We have the traditional library setup containing the hard copies of books, audiovisual materials, serial materials, reference resources, etc., etc. Then we have also the electronic library, which contains the computer system, which is network and has internet connectivity, and the library we have offline and online information resources. The hard copies have been converted into electronic copies, so both staff and students are entitled to come and use the 2 libraries.
The university has recorded success in the area of linkages with institutions from across the globe. This positive initiative is to enhance its outreach and to accord the needed attention to its external sourcing of support for collaborative research and the technological development in keeping with the university's strategic plan. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration, Professor Alexander Kuri, oversees the Linkages Committee of the university. He explained that within the past few years, the university has contracted viable linkages and collaborative agreements with several institutions locally and overseas.
We've signed so many MOUs with this thing because we've had reason to send staff for postgraduate studies overseas for MSc, MA, PhD, and other postdoctoral studies. Most of these universities located in Malaysia, UK, Sudan, Egypt, depending on the type of course that a staff wants to go to pursue. If it's not found here in the country, we'll look for the relevant university that offers the best, that can give us the very best of that very program, and then we now enter into partnership with them. So many of our staff members have traveled out, South Africa, and we still have so many of them now outside of the country. And we're still making efforts to enter into partnership with so many other centers too, to ensure that we boost the academic productivity of our own university.
The chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, Kaduna State University Chapter, explains the benefits of the special training program on academic staff.
You find that in the whole Nigerian universities, we are having almost 100 universities, public universities. You have just about 23,000 lecturers. Of these 23, only a very tiny percentage actually have PhDs. So part of the needs assessment came up with that, well, you need to improve quality of our students, you need to improve the quality of the lecturers. And that was why a part or a portion of that needs assessment also was meant for training. Training here means going and obtaining higher degrees.
There is wide agreement that great universities have 3 major roles, which include excellence in education of their students, research, development and dissemination of knowledge, and lastly, the activities contributing to the cultural, scientific, and civic life of the society. The Director Academic Planning of the university, Dr. Ibrahim Maharazu, argues that Kaduna State University is no doubt among the world-class universities when one considers its graduate output.
We are graduating a total of 3,160 students. Among these, 1,824 are male, and then 1,336 are female. That is representing 58% male and 42% female. And when you compare it with the previous convocation, the maiden convocation we had in 2012, 1,712 students graduated. So when you compare it with this, it means that we have 85% increase over the maiden convocation. We have a total of 38 first class, and out of these, 29 of them are male and 9 of them are female. Then following this, we have 590 second class upper, and then 1,611 second class lower, then just above 812 third class graduates.
One of the key principles of Kaduna State University is to systematically justify the results of its research and teaching programs. Within this context, the university has evolved a system for monitoring the quality of both its research and teaching through review committees with cross-boundary experts invited to assess research and education programs.
Presently, we in the Department of Biological Sciences, we are working in several areas. For example, some people are working on pollution control, waste management, epidemiology of disease vectors like mosquitoes and even the parasites, malaria. And recently I have gone into an area that is relatively new in Nigeria, that is forensic entomology. Forensic entomology is the use of insects to solve crime. Similar to what the chemical pathologists do if someone dies. You can use insects to actually say a lot about a dead person.
Of course, I've done intensive research, particularly on Ficus platyphala, plant popularly known as gamji. And we found out that that plant is actually can be used for the management of epilepsy, and we have actually elucidated the mechanism by which this is acting. And of course, the unfortunate thing is that most of these researches are lying, they are dormant, not be using them. And of course, if the university can pick it and the society can benefit from that. I have a functional collaboration with institutions outside, like the University of Otago in New Zealand and the University of the Pacific in the United States, and also the University of Magdeburg in Germany. In fact, we have a functional collaboration between our department and the Department of Pharmacology in those universities.
Kaduna State University has since complied with the action plan of the Federal Ministry of Education, tagged the 4-year strategic plan 2011 to 2015, which is geared towards massive infrastructural development in Nigerian universities. In less than 4 years, the institution has adhered to the strategic plan of fiscal infrastructural development. This can be seen in the construction and improvement of unique and iconic classrooms, lecture theatres, laboratories, construction and improvement of administrative blocks to accommodate more administrators and academic staff. The information and communication technology of the university has also witnessed a massive boom. All these are in line with the provisions of of the presidential assessment needs of the Nigerian education sector.
Most of our projects are within an average of 60% completion. The Senate building, which is the Academic Conference Center you see here, is already 75% completed. It was funded by needs. The sporting facilities across at the back of my office, 100% completed, was by needs. The renovation of Faculty of Science, Faculty of Social and Management Sciences, Faculty of Medicine, they were all done by needs assessment. So the product of needs are spread all over our campuses. If you go to College of Basic Studies, their hostels have been fully renovated.
In just a decade, the university has become a leading university in the region, whose mission is to provide all-round quality education in an atmosphere of freedom and responsibility, excellence in teaching, research and scholarship, ethical and social development, and service to the society. As part of its community services, the university has reached out to various community groups, which include the famous Panteka community in Kaduna.
The people in Panteka are technicians, they are craftsmen, they are artisans. The university is a place of research where theory is the driving force. And what the university is trying to do is to say, look, we have seen some of the things you are producing, but when you subject them to serious analysis, you realize that they are probably just done with intuition without proper scientific calculations and analysis. And the university is trying to offer this part to the Panteka people to say, look, you've been making ovens, you've been making fridges, and those fridges, in your own opinion, are working. But we believe that if you were to change this parameter and change that parameter, these are the kind of results that you get. So we're trying to give life to, otherwise, if you like, the bloodless abstractions that have been created by the Panteka people.
It's a very good collaboration. They are not the only one we're collaborating with. There are other organizations that we're collaborating with, but specifically within the Kaduna Conference, they are the major ones in terms of building skills and trade. And we're hoping that by the time we start this, the university will be better for it, the community will be better for it, and we'll begin to see a lot of skills being acquired by our students and the general public.
There are solid research centers established under the leadership of the present Vice-Chancellor, Professor William Curix.
If you notice our FM station, since it's a teaching station, we have been able to get students to fully participate in the items. And we're working hard now to ensure that all lecturers take part in running the programs so that we can fully function as a teaching studio. But in the meantime, the quality of our broadcast is quite good. This has been attested to by the NBC itself. As you know, the regulations permit them to censor and monitor whatever we're doing. So far, we have not received a reprimand. There were times they had come to ask a few things about some music they had on the station, but with explanation, everything has been clear. So we're in their good books and we're doing generally very well.
In motivating the university community members, staff and students are provided with accommodation, transportation, and a state-of-the-art university clinic. Put in place with unique medical facilities.
The structure now is befitting that of a medical center. We have various units within the medical center. We have the medical unit, we have the nursing unit, we have the pharmacy unit, we have environmental unit, and so many other units. In fact, we presently also have wards where we admit students. There have been a lot of improvement in terms of provision of equipment. We have a functional ambulance. We have laboratory equipment. We also have an ultrasound machine that will be used for radio diagnosis. Also, in terms of staff strength, where the clinic was before, we had 2 nurses and just a pharmacy technician. But presently, we have a medical officer in charge of the center now. We have 5 nurses, one of them is actually on sabbatical. We have 3 community health extension workers. We have 3 pharmacy technicians. We have a medical record officer. We have, 2 lab scientists presently working here, and we also have quite a number of environmental health officers and cleaners. In fact, the staff strength has actually improved. At the same time, we also do carry out services that have to do with research. In fact, we want to make this place as a center where other departments in the university can collaborate in terms of research.
The visitor to the university, His Excellency Malam Nasir Ahmed El Rufai, commended the efforts and support by partners who contributed to the rapid development of the university within a short period of time. He particularly expressed his appreciation to the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, during a courtesy call on the visitor paid by its Executive Secretary, Professor Suleiman Elias Boguru.
It's only Bayero University Kano that has exceeded the allocations that I've given from my office in this part of the country, that has exceeded Kaduna State University. It's one of the fastest. Little wonder the joke is being made that Kaduna State University could after all be renamed TET Fund University.
Oh my God. Because most of the significant projects in the university were built or being realized with your support. And for that, I must express our gratitude as a state and as a government to the federal government for this support. TET Fund is a great idea, and the way we are managing the implementing of project is quite commendable. We make us proud, and I hope that we work more closely going forward to develop our tertiary institutions, particularly here, as you observed in the northern states, where we are educationally disadvantaged.
The goodwill messages given by stakeholders in the educational sector and friends of the university indicated that the institution has distinctive organizational cultures that are carefully articulated, nurtured, and sustained.
The strength of the university's academic programs. It has opened up so many programs, almost in all areas, and also managing 2 campuses. And so far from information being made available, NUC has approved all the programs that are being run by the university. And also in terms of staffing, the university has made a lot of progress in employing quality staff. Also, it has enhanced the student intake over the years. It has built a lot of physical infrastructure in all the 2 campuses, and so many other areas. And there's also harmony, peace and harmony within the university community.
The Chancellor of the University, His Royal Highness the Chief of Muruwa, Malam Tagwai Sambu, could not but commend the mutual trust, openness, fairness, caring, a truthful atmosphere, concern, responsibility and accessibility of the management and staff of the institution.
I want to particularly congratulate you indeed for developing this great university. It is going to be great, it is already great, it is going to be great. You are working very hard, and we are happy that you are working very hard. Particularly your relationship between the Vice Chancellor and the staff, the deans, the heads of department, the professors, and other leaders of the university. We thank you for your cooperation. We thank you for your support. We thank you for hard work. I am a person of peace. I like peace. I believe without peace, nothing can be done by human beings. I'm therefore very happy, I'm very proud to to say that I'm happy with the peace in the university.
A world-class university must be given time to evolve, where its rightful attributes must first be put in place. Transformation of Kaduna State University into a world-class university lies on the ability of its strong participatory leadership to provide direction and purpose, with the true transformer, Professor William Barnabas Curix, at the helm of the affairs of the university.
If you look at this core, this is where the CBN building is, we are already creating another Faculty of Science phase 2 here. In the final analysis, all these small buildings will go, and then we'll create a big courtyard at the center of the academic core of the university. Now, if you come to Faculty of Medicine, this is also to be done. The whole of these green buildings, you see, they will be remodeled in the first 3 years, and then in the next 5 years, so that the university will be transformed into something new, completely new.
The third professor of architecture in northern Nigeria, a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, a national honors awardee, the fourth vice chancellor of Kaduna State University, and a change agent.
This university should be in the best 20 universities in Nigeria, and possibly the best 100 in Africa. And we hope maybe in the first 1,000 in the world. We are not over-ambitious, but we are going to work very hard. As you have heard us say several times, and has been sounded by many of our Senate members, KASU is an idea. You see, KASU is a concept, and KASU is a reality. So when you see an idea that has become a concept that is now a reality, that will go places. And we are going places by the grace of God.